Race 8 on the card is an MR88 handicap over 1,200 metres, the penultimate race on this 9-race program. The race due over at 4:15 in Warren. Very tricky handicap. Only 10 runners carded to face the starter. They've priced up number 7, Here Comes the Rain. Following his good second behind Lord Wiley as the favourite at 3-1. Number 6, Mashari is at 4-1. Number 9, Double Espresso is at 9-2. Number 5, Final Attempt at 6-1. Number 4, Heroic Deed at 7-1. 10-1 about number 2, Prince Kresh. And number 3, Go Man Go. And the balance at longer odds. So I've made this a very tricky race. My each way fancy, I guess, would be number 6, Mashari. But I am looking for improvement from number 2, Prince Kresh. I think he's better than his recent form, and Apprentice Zuma takes 4 off the back. And if they do switch this meeting to the Hollywood Bets Polytrack, then number 3, Go Man Go, for me, comes into the race with a big chance. But you need, for my money, you need to go as wide as possible.
I'm a bit confused because it is that difficult. Quite right. Father's Frost, number 1. Well, before I talk about Father's Frost, number 1, 7, Here Comes the Rain, who is the current favourite at this point in time. I'm not surprised to see him at the top of the bookmakers' boards because that post-maiden run was an excellent effort. Lord Wiley, I believe, is a talented individual and got a bright future. So to run Lord Wiley to 0.30 over length, first time out the maidens, was impressive for me. So Here Comes the Rain sets the standard for me. But as you say, it's nowhere near as easy as that. 1, Father's Frost, never too far off the action. Lightweight. If we're at Hollywood Bets Gravel, the draw will help. Prince Kresh, like you, I'm expecting more. Heroic Deed, also a horse that's got a chance, is returning from a rest. Mashari, goodness gracious me, the list is endless. There's probably 3 of them that I think will battle. Damazio is a little off form. Euphoric is a little off form. So those 2 I think you can safely ignore. But
just hit the pause button there for a moment. And as we sit, we've made everybody know that there is still an element of doubt. We're not suggesting the meeting won't go ahead at Hollywood Bets Scottsville, but we can't predict the weather with absolute certainty. I think a call will be made on Saturday as to where this race meeting will take place. But if it does go back to the Polytrack, then you can't draw a line through number 8, Dimazio. He's a Polytrack specialist. He's only won 1 of his 8 races, 8 wins on the turf. If it comes back to the Polytrack, then I think number 8, Dimazio, becomes a live wire. And that's why, obviously, where we ultimately race could have quite a say in the outcome of this race. There's some races that perhaps it's not going to make a hell of a lot of difference, but in this race it could make a big difference.
Certainly.
Horses like Dimazio, Go Man Go, Euphoric, even, who's currently at 33-1, would appreciate a switch to the Polytrack. I think Mashari, doesn't matter. I think Mashari will run his race, whether they go down the straight at Hollywood Bets Scottsville or whether they go around the turn on the Polytrack at Hollywood Bets Gravel. And the same probably for number 7, Here Comes the Rain. He's never raced at Hollywood Bets Scottsville before, so all of his previous racing experience has been on the turf and the Polytrack at Hollywood Bets Gravel. He raced on the Polytrack last time, went second to Lord Wiley. So I don't think number 7, Here Comes the Rain, which may be the topical tip for the weekend, it's going to matter to him which venue we race at. But it's a tricky contest. It's
tricky. It certainly is just that. One horse that we haven't really touched on, and I think we must before we wrap this preview, and I'm glad that you've mentioned, we've got to make it, as you say, we're not suggesting that the race meeting's changing, we're just giving them the opinion.
We're just trying to cover all our bases,
I guess. Cover all our bases, absolutely. And for the punters, because it's going to be difficult, the form will change. Now, Germain Maharaj has tipped number 5, Final Attempt, for the Schwegmans, and if I can get the page to turn, for Glenn Cotson, Danielson's the rider. It wouldn't be out of place, this horse winning and winning well.
Well, his first 2 selections are intriguing. He's gone with number 5, Final Attempt to win, from number 9, Double Espresso. Double Espresso is quite short in the market at 9-2. Final Attempt at 6-1. It's that difficult to race, so Jermaine could well be spot on. I have healthy respect for Double Espresso. I have healthy respect for Final Attempt. For me, if I'm going to go light in the other legs, as I'm likely to do, for me, I'm putting in the field here.
Race 8, we've given it, race 8, the time it needs because it's tough, it's difficult. You've heard it from Graham. If you can, we're going to go light earlier on. Include the field because it's that kind of race. See you soon. Race 9 around the corner.